Hello, dear, beautiful, amazing world, and you, individual. Today, I would like to talk about the village shaman or the village elder. In earlier times, when things were more tribalized than this we have today, you had the normal folk or the common tribe folk, and you had the village shaman. The village shaman were a secluded initiate, medicine man, doctor, wise man, sage, and so on. To have the impulse and the inspiration from the divine realm, from the spiritual realm, you need seclusion. To consciously and actively go away from the mass, go away from the comfort of the hurdle of the mass, where we all clump together, and go away from that and start thinking for yourself. When you start thinking for yourself, you're beginning to use your own powers to build up concepts and understanding of this world. And when you do, you start to follow values and morals. The more awake you become, the more responsibility you are given. Because the more you are awake, the more you are affecting the whole of mankind. It was the same with the village elder. If some pivotal and life-changing situation happened, they will go to the elder for guidance. The elder would always trust that the guidance that came were the right one for the situation, and more often than not it was. Today, the village elder is every single one of us. Every single one of us human beings have the capability and are given a calling, if you should say it like that. But many won't answer. But those that are answering the calling truly knows what I'm talking about here. That you are waking up to your individuality, to your ego, to your uniqueness, is the medicine man. And to not be ashamed of it, even though the whole world is against you, is so important. When you walk through the streets, when you walk through masses of man, even though you're feeling those stinging looks, stinging stares, and even hear the thoughts, oh, look at him, who does he think he is, who is that? Every single thought, when you've gone through all of it and still are yourself, you are going somewhere. This foundation of self, this foundation of ego, is highly important today. To be yourself, but still, if you can keep to your morals, your ethics, and to the love of mankind, you will never become isolated within your own bubble and can't understand anyone. You understand everything. And you still want to help, no matter the despair, the fear that shows up in this. It is always hope, always faith. It is a combination of faith and that the divine gives you with what we chooses to do with it and what we every day practice and focus on. Living priestly-like, living clerically, always in communion with, ask yourself, discuss with other invisible human beings that actually are there. Probably they are discussing with you in their minds, so you have to discuss with them back. But you do it with integrity and dignity. And you do it with authentic arguments, not arguments, but knowing more or less. It is like this. Imagine a piano player. No. Imagine a painter that is blind. And imagine him trying to explain purple in the visible sense. It's the same with people that only judge without having studied the subject. It's in every situation. Everyone can have a personal opinion on something, but have you thought it through? Have you contemplated, have you reflected on that opinion? Where did it come from? Where did you pick it up? Have you truly made it your own? Do you feel proud of owning that? Do you feel proud of even saying that out loud? Or in your mind? Or in your feelings? Do you want to feel certain ways? This is the different things you get to understand about yourself when you are alone for longer periods of time. And you want to help mankind even more and more. Anyone, everyone, but on your own terms. On the terms where we introduce the medicine man in again, so we can have more medicine men and women everywhere. The nexuses of spirit, of spirituality, of the divine realms are again taking hold, and we are the anchorage for it. By truly choosing so, being a volunteer of this. When you volunteer for such work, you are given more and more, and you are given small situations in life, small experiences where there is no doubt that what you're doing is correct. It happens constantly, and when you're done with that interaction with another human being and another situation, and you feel, whoa, that was kind of mind-blowing. I guess I am doing something correctly. It happens constantly if we are awake to see what happens. They are always giving us encouragements. They are giving us that drive, that will to go on. And the drive is what makes us go, that will to live, that will to experience life in its full glory. Life is beautiful. Life is so much more than we are giving it meaning to. Can we say that? If you give life the majesty, the sublimity, the splendor, the love that it deserves, you are filled with a certain amazement for life, and you can wake up with that kind of feeling every day. A meaning of life, if you can say it like that. But you have to paint that meaning of life. You have to will and have effort to live like this. It is a constant effort. It never ends. It's just like, it's hard to explain. It is a constant process, a constant ongoing thing. There is really no goals here. The goal is to become comfortable in the constant change, in the constant forming of life. And when you become comfortable in this, you become comfortable in the discomfort, in where you do not normally feel comfortable in being, but